This morning on DC News Now, Kamala Harris conceding the election.
While I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign.
President-elect Donald Trump preparing for 4 more years in the White House.
The greatest political movement of all time.
Plus, the new administration could impact federal workers. What his policies mean for your job. Angela Alsobrooks' historic win, leaving a local seat empty. The race to replace her as Prince George's County executive. And cloudy skies and spotty showers. When and where you could see drizzle today. Plus, riding into the past on a piece of history.
You can actually ride on the streetcar. You can hear all the sights and the sounds.
Finding fun for the entire family at the National Capitol Trolley Museum.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
All right, well, good morning, and thanks for starting your morning with us here on DC News Now. I'm Tanaya Wright.
Yeah, good Thursday morning to you. I'm Corey James. Shanika is keeping on those roads this morning. We're going to get the latest on the conditions in just a moment. Let's start things off with Jackie, though, for that forecast and another unusually unseasonably warm day.
Yes, all the words for it. Yes, we're talking about temperatures right now starting off in the 60s, some of us in the upper 50s, but overall all across the board above normal for this time of the year. Look at that, 66. That's what we're starting off with right now in DC. Typically 62 is the normal high for this time of the year in DC. I would repeat that again, normal high. And right now we're already starting off in the morning at 66 degrees. Now later on today, we'll see those temperatures climb back in the mid to upper 70s. Count with that chance for a spot sprinkle. The shower chances, though, not amounting to much. So we have to wait really until Sunday for much more measurable rainfall across the region. I know it's not ideal for a weekend, but we do need that rain. Now it's also associated with this front that's continuing to slide its way southward. Yes, we're starting off with some clouds and yes, a couple of light sprinkles, but it looks like later on today, mainly along and south of 66, that's when we could see a couple of those pop-up sprinkles, light showers at this point as we look ahead towards, I would say closer towards sunset at least. We'll have more details looking ahead towards the rest of that 7 day coming up. Shanika's back with the latest on those roads. What are you seeing out there right now?
All right, happy Thursday, top of the 6 o'clock hour. Things are looking smooth now along 270 heading north and southbound. You can see through Rockville. We had a problem heading southbound, so just past Montrose Road right before the 270 spur, and it looks like they've cleared that whole situation up. Now, you could see just some red spots here as you're approaching the Beltway and the 270 spur, but really not too bad. You can get right through that. On the top side, Capitol Beltway, inner and outer loop, most of it is looking good as well. Here's College Park, and that's fine too. Guys?
Shanika, thank you. With former President Donald Trump heading back to the White House, the future of federal workers in the DMV remains uncertain.
Yeah, this comes as Trump proposed to relocate 100,000 federal jobs under his Agenda 47 plan. Now, this also comes as the proposed Project 2025 plan to shrink the federal government as well. Now, one expert says only time can tell how large the impact on federal workers will be.
So there is a possibility that we could be looking at a pretty tumultuous time for federal employment. A lot of people who are connected with their jobs here. We'll wait and see what happens.
Now, the American Federation of Government Employees put out a statement saying that its members will continue to do their jobs regardless of who is in the White House.
And Vice President Kamala Harris conceding the election, delivering a speech yesterday at her alma mater, Howard University. DC News Now's Max Marcillo reports on the thousands who gathered to listen to her speak and call for a peaceful transition of power.
Light of optimism, of faith, of truth, and service.
A concession and a message of hope from Vice President Kamala Harris and a nod to her alma mater's motto in front of Bison, who over the previous day watched her presidential aspirations fall short to President-elect Donald Trump.
Today I was very moved, very down, very sad.
Whether they were inside watching or huddled outside watching on their phones, these young supporters told us they felt not only sadness but also encouragement.
Sometimes it feels like our hands are tied. We still got to pull up our sleeves and still do the work.
Harris delivering the message at Howard, which meant something to the current Bison.
She always remembered where she came from, her roots, every step of the way. So I really loved that.
Since Monday, campus life has been interrupted after after the speech signs of a return to normalcy. Security gates are coming down, road closures are coming to an end. The VP says a peaceful transfer of power is next. She's already spoken to President-elect Trump and is encouraging her supporters to accept the results and continue the work.
While I concede this election, I do not concede the fight that fueled this campaign. The fight for freedom, for opportunity, for fairness, and the dignity of all people.
All right, well, focusing now on turning to who will serve in Trump's administration. Some of the names already floated: billionaire Elon Musk and former presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
I hope that you're going to be looking back someday and say that was one of the truly important moments of my life when I voted for this group of people beyond the president.
Now, Trump says his day one priority will be securing the southern border. And this week, Kennedy saying entire departments within the FDA that, quote, have to go. Now, he could potentially have a big role in Trump's administration. The role of Health and Human Services Secretary requires Senate confirmation. Republicans appear likely to have a majority, but it is not clear if Kennedy would be confirmed. It is possible that Kennedy could serve a role that does not require Senate confirmation.
And we have results for Virginia's District 7 congressional race. Democrat Eugene Vidman is officially the winner. He narrowly beat Republican Derek Anderson, keeping the seat blue. Now, according to the Associated Press, nearly 98% of votes and the race have been counted, but Anderson is not conceding. His campaign says the process is ongoing and thousands of unaccounted ballots remain. We want to make sure everyone's voice is heard in this extremely close race, end quote. And it's a razor-thin margin in the race from Maryland's 6th congressional district. Democrat April McClain Delaney currently leading Republican Neil Peart by a little more than 300 votes. That is with 84% of ballots counted. Election officials say with this race so close, it could be days, perhaps a week, before a winner is declared.
For 5,000 ballots still yet to be counted in this election before we really know officially who's won. It could be until Friday before we know for sure. Next Friday, the 15th, before we know for sure.
And both are running to replace Democratic Congressman David Trone. He unsuccessfully ran for Maryland's open Senate seat. Although Virginia and Maryland Senate seats remain Democratic, Republicans now have a Senate majority for the first time in 4 years. This after flipping 3 previously Democratic or independent seats and currently holding 52 seats. Right now, there are still 4 races that still have not been called. And at this hour, the race for control of the House still up in the air. There are nearly 40 races that have not been called. Republicans are about a dozen seats shy, though, of maintaining a majority. In Maryland, the Montgomery County executive will now hold that seat for fewer terms than before.
Yeah, county voters said yes to an amendment on the term limit. Our Tosin Fakile is in the studio with more on how those votes break down. Tosin, good morning.
Good morning, Tanaya and Corey. It was a resounding yes from Montgomery County voters to that charter amendment petition. 67% voting to reduce term limit for Montgomery County executive from 3 to 2 consecutive terms. The measure on the ballot would amend Section 202 of the county charter. The decreased limit would apply to anyone who already has served 2 consecutive terms as of December 2026. Again, that vote was about 67% for it and about 32% against. The county's current executive, Mark Elrich, has been outspoken about opposing term limits. Yesterday in a briefing, Elrich talked about some of the things he plans to work on in the time he has left. That includes school funding and trying to change the tax structure, which he says he wants to make fair to everyone, which will help Montgomery County when it comes to building infrastructure.
I don't know if you finish everything in 2 years, but the goal is to get things started and to get them started with enough council support that you can ensure that you'll stay down this path after, you go into the next election. This is the problem. If you had 6 years to do this, you could be pretty sure that you could pull this off.
Now, Elrich says other top issues to look for the rest of this term are affordable housing and mental health. He also says with the new term limits, there's no guarantee the new leader coming in will continue plans and ideas from the former county executive. Corey?
Thank We are learning more about the man arrested and accused of trying to get into the Capitol building on Election Day, smelling of fuel, and later found carrying a flare gun. Capitol Police say Austin Olson smelled like he doused his clothing in gasoline. Officials say he tried to get into the Capitol Visitor Center with the flare gun, torch gun, and bottles of fuel. Investigators tell us the Michigan man was trying to put the bag of suspicious items through an X-ray machine when security stopped him. Now, according to police, a possible manifesto and letter to Congress about the war in the Middle East were found. We're told the 28-year-old traveled from Michigan and arrived in D.C. Monday. He is facing multiple charges, including possession of a banned weapon and disorderly conduct.
And Montgomery County Police arrested 2 women for a murder-for-hire plot. They say Ada Lydia Chacon plotted with her former sister-in-law, Reina Lopez. Now, they say they tried to hire someone for $1,000 to kill Chacon's ex-boyfriend. Now, both women are charged with conspiracy to commit murder. And happening today, Naresh Bhatt, the Manassas Park man accused of concealing a body in connection to his wife's disappearance, is back in court.
And he is in custody after his wife, Mamta Kafli Bhatt, went missing back in July. Today's hearing will focus on the search warrant and what evidence will be allowed in court. Naresh's defense says without a body, there is no probable cause. Meantime, Mamta supporters say the defense's motion is an attempt to exclude as much evidence as possible. Naresh Bhatt's trial is scheduled to start December 9th. And the District Metro's Board of Directors are voting on final plans for the 2025 Better Bus Network. The plan would eliminate roughly 500 stops throughout the district, Maryland, and Virginia. They say decisions were based on distance between stops, ridership, and safety. Officials will discuss the plan this morning during a meeting starting at 11 o'clock.
And Thanksgiving is 3 weeks from today, if you can believe that, and some local groups are helping everyone to celebrate. Montgomery County Police collecting food for families in need. They're asking for non-perishable items. They can be dropped off anytime between now and November 20th at the District 4 station in Wheaton. All right, your time now is 6:11 on a Thursday. President-elect Donald Trump could make major changes to the Supreme Court.
Yeah, coming up this morning, those changes he could make over the next 4 years, plus going green and saving green as well. Ahead, the new push to save the planet and also put more money in your pocket.
But first, we are taking a live look outside. Jackie, what can people expect when they head out to start their day?
Yeah, we're looking at mainly cloudy skies out there, and those clouds will stick around through the day. Now, we could see a spot shower or spot sprinkle. Overall, most locations do remain dry, but it will be another warm one. I'll have more details right after the break.